Yeah, I know I'm late. I was out all weekend. Just got home now. I have a little bit of time to talk about the draft because I looked at it and, I'm just going to come on here and say it. Not only was this the Steelers draft that I was the least excited for in my fandom because we had a lot of things to address in the offseason. But I'll even come on here and say that this was probably the single worst Steeler draft I have ever seen the Steelers have. And depending on how it goes, it could be a strong candidate for the worst draft they have ever had. And no, I'm not sitting down here just to say that because I want pity or because I like hearing myself talk or because I'm a meanie head or whatever. No, this legitimately was not a good draft. And I came on here earlier this year, whenever I made that video. Point is, I made it earlier this year. I came on here and I said that if Omar Khan failed this draft, I'd come on here and say it. Well, now I'm saying it. Omar Khan, I'm done with you. I've lost all hope with this guy. This guy doesn't know. This guy don't know how to draft. This guy has no idea what he's doing. This front office has no idea what they're doing. The franchise is stuck in complacency. They still think it's the 70s or 80s or even the 90s where they can still win strictly with defense. Here's the thing, okay? Defense is the part of your team that's meant to keep you in the game. Not necessarily win the game, but keep you in the loop at the very least. You don't build your entire team off of it. And going into this draft, okay? Going into this draft, the Steelers needed inside linebacker. They needed secondary badly, okay? Really badly. Because outside of Minka Fitzpatrick, who, let's face it, guys, has been pretty pedestrian over the past couple of seasons, we don't have we really don't have a good safety. Maybe aside from Elliott, but he's more of a strong safety type of guy where he plays closer to the line. He's not a good coverage safety, okay? Corners, oh, forget about it. We're screwed with corners. Okay? We do not have any good corner whatsoever. Interior linebacker, like I said, has been a complete and utter mess ever since Shazier's injury. As a matter of fact, I've said it a bunch of times. Shazier's injury, his career ending injury back in 2017, that was a bigger loss to this franchise than the Killer Bees were. Because at least we've had middling success at the very best at wide receivers since Antonio Brown left. And at least we've had glimpses, okay, only small glimpses of a decent running game. We have not had good inside linebacking since Ryan Shazier called it a career. And we also need offensive line. Did the Steelers get any of those in the draft? No, they did not. No, they did not. So it's just going to be more of the same. It's going to be more of the same with this team yet again. Outside of a couple of things in the draft that we touched up on, it's going to be more of the same. Because let me tell you this, all the roster holes that this team has, all the roster holes that teams are exploiting left and right when it comes to playing this team, they are exposed not only in single games, but they are exposed on the big stage even. And I don't think any games exemplified that more than the game against the Philadelphia Eagles. What was it, 10 days before Christmas? So about a week and a half before Christmas last year. Then we played the Ravens a couple days before Christmas, where Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry respectively ran all over us. Christmas Day stood absolutely no chance whatsoever against Kansas City. And then to kick off the new year, lost at home to the Bengals, and then a very predictable, embarrassing, disgraceful loss in the wild card game against the Ravens. Did you improve any of those? Did you improve that massively, massively bad offensive line where we saw Russell Wilson dancing around in the pocket, taking sacks left and right? The offensive line that commits holding penalties after false starts or whatever other kind of stupid penalties you want to throw in the mix. They fix any of that? No, they did not. You fixed the inside linebacking core that got ran all over by Derrick Henry, more specifically Patrick Queen looking like a stupid clown against his old team, which by the way, I sat down here. You know what? I'm coming on here. I'm fully admitting I was wrong about Patrick Queen. Raven fans, go ahead, do your victory lap, okay? You were right. What do you want me to say? You were right. Patrick Queen's a scrub. I learned my lesson the hard way on that. Never ever trust, number one, a player that comes from a division rival on this team, okay? I learned that the hard way with Patrick Queen. For as brutal as it was, at least I learned a valuable lesson there. And two, never ever trust a guy who had middling success and had success go upwards because of another player that a franchise brought in to help pair with him, aka Roquan Smith. So, Raven fans, go ahead, do your victory lap on Patrick Queen. You were right, I was wrong. I'm fully admitting that. Okay. So our inside linebacking core is still a mess. Did we address that in the draft? No, we did not. So let's go over the picks. Okay. Now, like I said on Thursday night with the Derek Hampton pick, okay, I like the pick. I don't love it, but I like it. Defensive tackle, yes, that is a need that the Steelers have. And we made that pick. I'm like, okay, number one, I did not want that scrub Shedeur Sanders over here. Okay. Not a franchise guy. Don't like his skill set. I don't need to sit down here and tell you how much I don't like Shedeur Sanders. Okay. Just not a franchise guy. I'm happy we didn't take him in the first round. But Derek Hampton, Derek Harmon, I'm sorry. I always confuse it with Omarion Hampton. I'm sorry. But Derek Harmon, okay. Necessary pick. It's a need we needed to stop the defensive run. Probably going to be Cam Hayward's heir once Hayward calls it a career. A lot of H's that I'm throwing around here lately with last names, but you get it. It was a necessary pick. Again, I don't love it. I was a little surprised that we went run stop that early. Fine. Decent pick. Nice pick. Next up, Caleb Johnson, running back. Now, like I said, I thought we were going to go running back in the first round. We didn't have a second rounder because of the DK Metcalf trade. So Johnson was a third round pick. Okay, I get it. We're going running back because we need a run game as well. Understandable pick, but at the same time, I would have liked Omarion Hampton just a little bit more. But the thing is this guy going to be an all down running back? I don't know. Because we all know one thing about Jalen Warren. I do like Jalen Warren. He does play hard. He's one of the very few players on this team that does give his 100% best effort on this team. But I also know Jalen Warren is not an all-down running back. He is not an RB1. Okay. So are we getting that with Caleb Johnson? I don't know, but at least running back was a necessary pick. All right. So there you go, right there. You got two picks that you needed with your biggest problems on defense and offense, respectively, in my opinion. Now it's time to go for what you really need with offensive line, linebackers, interior linebackers, and secondary. Now it's time to go with that. And maybe, yes, a backup quarterback if you can. Next up, Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State. Why do we need more edge depth? Why? Is it because of Alex Highsmith's injury last year? Guess what? We got Nick Herbig, who filled in his shoes really well, and he put up some really good games and good performances. I think we're fine as far as the edge goes. Yes, I get it. It's a steal, but guess what? We already have decent enough edge depth. We got TJ Watt, who's a regular season merchant, and I sat down here video after video since the offseason. Hey, the Steelers ought to open their ears a little bit about TJ Watt because he is never going to win anything here with this coaching staff and this roster. Okay? We all have our favorites. I get it. But it's time to open up the facts a little bit about the favorite players on this team, don't you think? Highsmith, really good compliment them as well. Had injuries last year, but we have his backup in Herbig. Why do you need more edge? So I thought that was so. Yes, it was a steal, but guess what? I thought that was a little bit of a reach as well. Then we get Yaya Black, defensive end out of Iowa. Literally, all he's doing is changing the logo on his helmet. That's all he's doing. Because you know the Iowa Hawkeyes, they have the exact same colors and uniforms as the Steelers do. So literally all he's doing is just stamping a Steeler logo on his helmet. Hated that pick. Absolutely hated it. Why are we going defensive line again? Why? Is it because we need more depth again? Is it because we need that nose tackle? Is it because Cam Hayward is getting older? Is it because we really need his hair and you really didn't think that you got it with Harmon? Makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense to me. And yes, I do like Will Howard. I like Will Howard. I think he has a lot of upside to him if he is in the right coaching staff, which hate to say he's not in the right coaching staff. Okay. Needs an offensive coordinator that understands his potential, needs an offensive coordinator that knows his strengths, needs a coach that understands his abilities as well. And Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin are certainly not the coaches for him. But him as a player, I think he has a lot of upside if you put him in the right system. Okay. So I like Will Howard. All right. I won't complain too much about that, but I do like Will Howard. But really, after that Yaya Black pick, I was basically so discouraged about the rest of the draft that I really didn't care what the rest of it was. And we got Carson Bruner and Dante Kent after that. Oh, well, there's your secondary right there, Dante Kent. This guy is just another special teams player, okay? Because Dante Kent is a corner and he's also a punt returner. He's not going to be an all down corner. And that's not what you needed to go for when you're talking about corners and when you're going about secondary. So even when you take secondary, which was in the 7th round of the draft, may I mind you, you didn't even address it until the last round of the draft, Omar Khan. Do you not see how bad this pass defense was? Do you not see how everyone on the secondary was getting second and third degree burns from passing offenses? And you don't even acknowledge it until the 7th round of the draft? And what do you do there? Oh, we'll just take a guy, put him in corner, and he can return a couple of punts as well. What a joke. And Bruner, I don't know if he can play inside. I don't know what his skill set is. Like I said, number one, I was out all weekend and had very little time to assess it. But guess what? I don't really need to assess it because I just judging from the updates that I got on my phone and basically and looking at all the scouting reports saying the Steelers flunked this draft, what do I even have to say? They did not they hardly changed anything aside from getting a slightly stronger run game. a slightly more physical run game, and a backup quarterback who has upside to him, and a run game which is going to be the same thing that we had when Najee Harris was here. Only Caleb Johnson offers a little bit more of a variety than Najee did. Offensive line still sucks. Secondary is still trash. We still have no safeties. Still got no corners. Oh, I'm sorry. We do have a corner. We have a corner that can return punts, and he's just going to be a special teams guy. Okay, not in love with the draft, to say the very least. Not in love with it at all. As a matter of fact, hate this draft. Absolutely hate it. Omar Khan, you failed this draft. You failed it. Done with the guy. Absolutely done with him. No more faith in him. No more confidence in him. Not giving him a break anymore. Absolutely done with it. This was his chance to show me something. This was his chance to show me that, yeah, we're going to be competitive. Not only are the Steelers not competitive, but they're just about the furthest thing from. They don't care about competing. They don't care about winning a playoff game. They don't care. You guys wonder why the Steelers haven't won a playoff game in 8 years. You may as well make it 9 years, probably even 10. You wonder why all that happened? Because of stuff like this. They're stuck in their old ways. They don't care about the 6 Lombardis they won. They still think they can win with defense when it's merely a tool that's used to keep you in the game. And with this half-assed offense that you got out there, I guess congratulations on your 9-win Super Bowl once again, and you're going to get mollywopped in the first round of the playoffs once again. And before you know it, every delusional person in this fan base is going to be sitting down here wondering what the hell happened, right? Pathetic what this franchise has become. Absolutely pathetic. But let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.